Everything popped off from what was supposed to be a harmless little joke, but it turned into a full-blown storm real fast. Kevin Durant cracked up about Michael Jordan stepping away from the NBA to try baseball, and LeBron James was right there laughing like it was the funniest thing he ever heard. That tiny moment blew up the whole internet because the old school legends did not stay quiet.
Do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
And you think it's funny?
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Well, some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's a contract I feel like you got to have with yourself, too, in order for you to be a, great ball player or to have a long career. That's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. I tell you, that's the goal.
They clapped back with real heat, and the one leading that charge, Charles Barkley, who came swinging with no fear and no hesitation. Barkley was done letting things slide. In a league already dripping with slick talk and sideways comments, he hopped on national TV and called it out straight up, no sugarcoating, no filter. For the first time in a long time, somebody finally pushed back against the LeBron KD media wave, and his words shook the whole sports world.
Go on the court with the NBA. Where's Kevin Durant and his legacy? Is he being tarnished? Where are you at with him? You mentioned your top 7 guys. Where are you at with what's happened recently with Durant, with the Suns, and of course with Brooklyn?
Yeah, Kevin's a great player. I think that his legacy is complicated. I don't like any guys who join super teams. I'm biased against LeBron when it comes to comparing him to Michael, joining Dwayne and those guys. Because, when we had this debate, and LeBron's amazing and spectacular, but I was like, Michael didn't join anybody. He just kept getting his ass kicked and got bigger and got stronger and finally knocked the wall down. And, Kevin, who's a great player, other than the fact when he joined the Warriors, he hasn't been successful anywhere else. And I don't hold that against him, but he wants to be considered in that list. He's not on that list. He's not on that list. He's a great, great player, but he's not on that list. He wants to be like, wow, he's not in a GOAT conversation, because you're not, plain and simple.
Damn.
You had great success when you joined the Warriors, but not only did you not have success, you actually flamed out in those other places. You got swept last year in the playoffs. You didn't even make the play-in this year.
And the wildest part, Barkley wasn't the only one who felt that way. His reaction exposed something bigger, a shift in how today's stars have been trying to rewrite basketball's past without anyone checking them. To understand why that one moment went viral, you have to see what's really cooking underneath. The tension between LeBron, KD, and the legacy of Jordan's era. Because that era isn't just being compared anymore, it's being targeted, and fans are watching every move.
Years ago, I was in the league. I thought you were about to say some shit about the 90s.
Only one of us was in the league.
Down with the 90s.
That team, that 90s bled into the early 2000s.
It all went down on their podcast, Mind the Game. Durant tossed out a slick jab about players going to play baseball, taking a clear shot at MJ's choice to step away after losing his father. It didn't sound like playful banter. It sounded disrespectful. And LeBron, he was right beside him laughing like it was top-tier comedy. No awareness, no respect for the moment MJ was dealing with. Just ego-driven jokes like history was a punchline. But here's the twist. That moment didn't come out of nowhere. It fit right into a pattern where some of today's stars try to make the legends look outdated, like their accomplishments don't hit the same. And LeBron has been the quiet leader of that little movement for years. Remember when he dropped the line, "We done with the 90s? People brushed it off at the time, but that comment was loaded with meaning. It was LeBron trying to shift the GOAT conversation by downplaying the decade that built the blueprint of greatness. Instead of raising his own legacy, he's been trying to dim the shine of the ones who came before him, doing it smooth, doing it slow, one comment at a time. Instead of giving Jordan credit for dominating the league, they act like his opponents didn't count. Instead of respecting how tough that era was, they call it primitive. But the facts tell a different story. Jordan stayed loyal, battled through everything, and won without chasing super teams. That's exactly why what happened next hit so hard. Because finally, somebody stood up and fired back with the same energy. Then Charles Barkley stepped into the picture, and he didn't come to play, he came swinging like he had something personal to settle. Barkley has always been bold, but this time he showed up with heat, calling out LeBron and KD straight up for their slick comments and the mindset behind them. He said they were skipping the grind, dodging the tough route, and trying to fast-track themselves into greatness like it was some kind of shortcut to glory. You want to be in the GOAT talk? Barkley fired back. You're not. You joined super teams. Jordan didn't. That line cracked the whole debate open. Barkley wasn't just taking shots. He was laying out the rules. Respect in this league is something you earn step by step, not something you claim by talking tough. And if you're going to joke about Jordan, you better be ready to stand on real history. But Barkley wasn't finished. He turned up the pressure on Durant's whole resume. Outside of those Warriors years, what has KD really delivered? He got swept in Brooklyn. Then he couldn't even push the Suns into the play-in. Every time he tries to carry a squad as the main leader, things fall apart. He's one of the coldest scorers we've ever seen, no question. But leading a team like Jordan, that's a whole different level. And that brings up the real question. Why are today's stars moving so insecure? What's got them so bothered? Why do two of the most decorated players of this generation, LeBron and KD, feel the need to poke at Michael Jordan in the first place? The truth hits deeper than fans think. LeBron has been wrestling with Jordan's shadow since the moment he entered the league. Those 6 rings are untouched, unchallenged, and impossible to run from. Every season they get louder, and instead of accepting that weight, it's turning into little jabs and comments aimed at the era he could never surpass. And KD, he's dealing with his own pressure cooker. As incredible as he is, he's never felt fully embraced. His biggest wins came on a dynasty he didn't create, and he knows legends and fans don't stack him beside Jordan, Kobe, or even Steph, and that frustration hits hard. So when you can't pass the legends, what's left? You try to tweak the story, but here's the catch. People aren't falling for it. Barkley sees the play developing, and he sent a warning shot loud enough for the whole league to hear. Because the twist of it all is brutal. LeBron and KD are trying to chip away at the old era, but they're building the same trap that's going to catch them later. One day, they'll be retired, and the same new era energy they encouraged, it's going to hit them the same way. The next generation will look at them with no memories, no context, and call them overrated, the exact cycle they helped create. That's exactly why Barkley's reaction hit so strong. He wasn't just defending Jordan, he was defending the soul of the game itself. His message came through loud and sharp. You don't get to rewrite NBA history just because it doesn't fit your story. You don't get to clown the 90s. You owe your careers to them. And he meant every word with his whole chest. And he's not wrong, because whether LeBron and KD want to say it out loud or not, the same era they love dismissing, one day they'll be the ones getting judged. That same disrespect they're tossing out right now is going to spin back on them. And when it does, no podcast joke or flashy soundbite is going to protect them. And don't get it twisted, the new generation is watching all of this. They're listening to every take, every clip, every laugh. And when it's their turn to drop documentaries, run their own pods, and fire off their own hot takes, LeBron will just be another name in the archives. KD will just be another player they didn't grow up seeing live. And if this wave of disrespect keeps rolling, they'll be the ones getting roasted next. That's the exact warning Barkley was dropping. If you throw shots at Jordan right now, you better be ready when somebody fires those same shots back at you. And here's the wild twist. That disrespect might already be creeping in. Because whether LeBron likes it or not, people are starting to see cracks in the image he's fighting so hard to control. Let's be real. LeBron's moves lately ain't about the game itself. Launching a podcast, shaping the conversation, calling himself the GOAT, it's all about managing the storyline. It's not love for basketball driving him right now, it's image protection. From the I never had help claims to making sure he never leaves the spotlight after 20 seasons, fans are noticing the pattern. And Barkley sees it too. The fans see it, especially in moments like this. When LeBron laughs at one of the toughest moments of Jordan's life like it's stand-up material. Stuff like that chips away at the respect he spent decades earning. You can't joke about a legend's real pain and expect the whole basketball world to stay quiet. LeBron's always been smooth when it comes to media, but this time, the cracks are showing. When emotion, truth, and legacy start bumping into each other, no amount of spin can cover it up, and Barkley isn't alone anymore. He's just the first one bold enough to say it straight to the world. In one podcast episode, LeBron James and Kevin Durant tried to flip the past on its head, and Marcus joking about one of the most emotional chapters in NBA history like it was light work, assuming nobody would challenge them. But Barkley stepped up. And now the backlash is real. When you take shots at the 90s, you're not just clowning a decade, but you're showing your own hand. The GOAT conversation was never only about stats or shiny trophies, it's about respect. And in that lane, Michael Jordan still runs the entire floor like nobody's close. If you're rocking with real basketball history and want more raw breakdowns just like this, hit that subscribe button. We drop new stories every week, cutting through the noise and calling things how they really are. And tell us in the comments, did LeBron and KD cross the line, or are fans just reacting the way fans always do? Either way, this debate is far from over.